Hey guys, Sean T. Phillips here with my brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Taking a go out today, see if things came out, see if things are on sale today. Now today though, new release-wise, there's not a ton of new things that are going to be out in stores, but some of the ones that are releasing today was Train to Busan Presents Peninsula. That releases, as well as Iron Mask, the one that has Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger. That one comes out today. The one movie Ava, that releases. And there's also this one horror movie that I'm going to look for as well, which I feel like they should have in Walmart. Also though, at the end of this video is going to be a whole bunch of brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews for some things I received to review and talk about for you guys. Some really cool stuff. So definitely stay tuned for those at the end of this video. And also be sure to let me know as well what you guys thought of the DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks that are reviewed at the end of this video. If you guys have seen them, what you guys thought of them. Also, if you guys plan on picking any of them up. But anyway though, guys, let's get going and see what we can find today. Into Target we go. And I also want to let you guys know some really cool news. The teaser trailer for 2 upcoming horror films as I'm in have just gone up online in the last couple of days, and you guys can check those ones out. The first one is Massacre Academy, and that's the one I just finished shooting this past weekend in Pittsburgh, and I'm going to have a link below for both these ones. And the other one is Butcher's Bluff, which I shot in Texas a couple months back. The teaser's up for that one as well, and the teaser's up on the Indiegogo page, and there's stuff on there, and you guys can like pre-order a copy of the DVD and the Blu-ray if you guys were interested. And there's a whole bunch of other perks on there as well, but definitely check out those trailers for both those ones and let me know for sure too what you guys thought of them. But both of those ones I'm really excited about. But taking a look here in the front though, they don't have anything new here that came out this week, but they have updated this a little bit because the last couple weeks has been kind of the same stuff and it hasn't changed much. But they do have some of the more recent releases here like Mulan and, you know, the New Mutants and Unhinged, which was out last week, and Westworld Season 3, Bill and Ted Face the Music, Antebellum. So at least they have changed it out a little bit and put some of the more recent stuff here. But we'll head over to the actual section to see if they have anything different over there. As well, and we'll also see too if there's any like because this week they're doing like Black Friday sales, so I don't know what they're gonna have in store Black Friday sale wise movies related, but we'll check in the section to see if I see any like bins or anything like that of Black Friday movies. But we'll head over there now and see if there's anything like that. But they did have a bunch of stuff out here for Black Friday. I'm narrating over it because they were playing music in the section, but they have a bunch of stuff here like Angry Birds 2, The Grinch, Elf, 5 Feet Apart, Christmas Story, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, Godzilla King of the Monsters, the Addams Family animated film, Rocket Man, Shazam, Bumblebee, Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, Scoob, Little Women. And some of them were Blu-rays, some of them were DVDs. And all these ones are buy 2, get 1 free, so you could actually get like something that wasn't part of the Black Friday sale and use them together. So basically, I think it's like the cheapest one is the one you would get for free. But like I said, a lot of these ones are individually priced, like some of the Disney ones here and things like that, like Star Wars Force. I think it was Star Wars Rise of the Jedi, I believe that one was. These were some Christmas ones back here. And then over here, though, they had these ones here were $4, and they had stuff like Dog's Journey, or some of the other ones, Dog's Way Home, Bad Mom's Christmas, Dr. Sleep. That was a really good price for Dr. Sleep. And then they had like some box sets, like the Harry Potter box set, the Fast and Furious films, Hunger Game films, Pitch Perfect movies, the Full House complete series, Gilmore Girls, Big Bang Theory, Friends complete series. So there's a bunch of complete series sets. So those are pretty good if you would get like 2 series sets, and you could get like a 3rd complete series set for free depending on what the prices were. But you can see that everything here is kind of individually priced. And then there were a bunch more too on the other side here. It's pretty much about the same amount of movies they would normally have for Black Friday. But they had stuff here like the Batman animated series, the Office complete series, I think it was Band of Brothers over there, The Crown, Game of Thrones single seasons, another one of the Fast and Furious sets back here, some of the DreamWorks movies, the Lord of the Rings films. Into Walmart we go. Yeah, and as you saw in Target, I was narrating all the stuff in there, but they did have some decent stuff in there for Black Friday, and the buy 2, get 1 free, I believe, worked for everything in the store movie related, so that's really cool. And they also, though, new release-wise, though, I went to the actual section, though, and I didn't see anything new over there, but fingers crossed in here that hopefully they have out the new stuff, because the last couple weeks they haven't in this particular one, but like I said, fingers crossed, we'll see. Hopefully they have, because like I said, there is one horror movie which I feel like they should have in here, but we'll see though. Well, taking a look here though in the actual section, and no, they didn't put out any of the new stuff. The spaces are all here for the stuff. Like, you know, there's like a different edition today of Sonic the Hedgehog coming out, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie for $17.96. I don't know if it was a Steelbook. I don't know for sure what was different about it. And then like the Train to Busan Presents Peninsula, they're going to have all the different editions of it. They're going to have the DVD for $12.96, the Blu-ray for $14.96, and then the 4K for $22.96. But they still don't have New Mutants out, which was from last week. And then over here though, let's see, I saw some other stuff here on the side, like the one I was mentioning, Ava. The Blu-ray here is going to be $14.96 and $12.96 for the DVD. I'm definitely going to go to another location though, but I hope it's not the same situation where I keep going to a million of them. They don't have this stuff out, because it seems like it's happening a lot. I would have thought though by now they would have gotten the last week's titles out, because a lot of this stuff is from last week, like Death of Me, you know, that was last week. Words on Bathroom Walls, Devil Has a Name, The Relic, those are all last week, and they still haven't put those ones out. But the one that I was talking, I don't know if I know what this one is, Haunting of Mary Celeste. I don't know if that was the one I was looking for today or not. Let me see if I don't think I wrote it down or not, but I think that might have been the one that I was thinking about today. I don't remember for sure. Buddy Games also released. I got a copy of that one today to review, so I'll have a review of that one next Tuesday. But all the other stuff from last week here, like Haunting in Texas, Pay Dirt, those ones were last Tuesday, and they still don't have those ones out here yet. And Iron Mask, it looks like they're only going to have the DVD of that one that I was mentioning. But we'll go to another location. Hopefully that one has this stuff out. It's always strange though when they, because you would think like maybe if they didn't get out the first day or two, but when it's like been a week and they still didn't change it, it's always like you wonder, is this stuff like sitting in a box somewhere, like a weird spot in the back or something? I don't know, it's just very strange. But you know, fingers crossed. I hope we can find this stuff, because I really thought that by this week, you know, they would have had this stuff out over here. But we'll see though. Into the second Walmart we go. Yeah, but you know, fingers crossed in here. Hopefully this location has the stuff out. It's almost sort of like I need to find like a whole nother area, like, you know, like 20 miles from my house or something, like an area I've never been to in my life or something, or 30 minutes away or something, to try and find ones that like put out the stuff. It almost seems like that because of how like the stores lately, so many of them don't have the new stuff out. It's a very strange thing, but I'm peeking with my eye and I'm seeing some new stuff. So let's see though, we'll see. Yeah, in here though, they do have some of the new stuff out in here. So they have like the Iron Mask here for $14.99 for the Blu-ray of that one, or $14.96, $12.96 for the DVD. They also have Ava, which is, if you guys have seen this one though, let me know how this one was. I'm really curious about this one, if this one's worth picking up. It's $14.96 for the Blu-ray, $12.96 for the DVD. Over here though, on the front though, I don't see anything new, because all the other things here were in the past couple weeks, like Broken Hearts Gallery and Unhinged. And I don't see that Haunting of Mary Celeste one. I didn't even see a spot for it anywhere. And there is a bunch of empty spaces here, but I didn't see anywhere that it could have been. They do have some of the other things from the past, like from last week, like Death of Me here and Relic and stuff like that, but I don't see, like I said, Haunting of Mary Celeste. And sometimes they kind of hide stuff down here in the bottom. And then they also sometimes like have stuff like hidden back here behind stuff. Like, I'm trying to see if it looks like it's back here. I also don't see the other one, you know, what was the other one? The Peninsula movie I was mentioning, the Train to Busan Peninsula. I don't even see a spot for that one. So yeah, so we'll go to another one too. But it's a pain though when they don't have this stuff out. But we'll check another one though. Hopefully we can find it. Into Best Buy we go. Well, luckily enough in here, they have out the new stuff. I did go to another Walmart, and they didn't have any of this stuff out either. So I'm just like lumping the whole Walmart thing. Hopefully next week they have the stuff out, like all the stuff that they didn't. But in here though, Iron Mask here, that one is $14.99 for the Blu-ray of that one. And then Train to Busan Presents Peninsula, the 4K of that one is $23.99 for that one. And then the Blu-ray is $16.99 for that one. Also though, Better Call Saul, Season 5 release, that one's $29.99. And I've never watched any episodes of this one though. Other than that though, there's one thing here called like Weathering with You, and I don't know if this one, it's like a limited edition like collection in here, which includes the 4K version of it for $69.99. Like, I don't know if that was this week or not. I don't know for sure though. Other than that, though, here looking at the section, I don't see anything else different here. I don't see that other edition of Sonic, which I was mentioning, but they have a bunch of stuff like out here on sale, you know, for Black Friday and everything. So let's see, there's also some other things over here too. They have like a thing here for like Marvel. It says like Marvel, but like it's funny, it says Marvel right here, and then from Marvel Studios, but Star Wars is definitely not Marvel Studios. It's funny, all these ones though, most of them don't have the slip covers. It's a good price for the 4Ks, only $14.99, but it doesn't have the slips on any of these ones. The only one that has it was Star Wars Phantom Menace. It's the only one that has a slip. These ones down here are the Marvel ones. Let's see though back here. Let's see if maybe they have any of these other new ones here. No, nothing new here or different right here. Let's check on this side. I did see Ava over here. So they do have Ava, and that one's $15.99 for that one. If you guys have seen this one, like I was saying, let me know if this one is worth checking out. I don't know anything about this one. I do remember seeing, I believe, a trailer in theaters, you know, before everything closed and everything. I think I saw one for this one. I believe so. But I don't see, like I was mentioning, that other Sonic edition in here. Let's see if there's anything else on sale. There's some like movies here for $9.99. So they have stuff like The Gentleman, Rambo, Last Blood, Three from Hell collection there. And the Joker here for $7.99. These ones I believe were on sale last week as well. And like Top Gun 4K for $9.99 here. Alita Battle Angel for $9.99. And then over here they have like Midway for $5. Dr. Sleep. Uncut Gems for $5. It's a great price for that. If you guys have not seen that one, that's an absolute must-watch one for sure. Yeah, Joker here for $5.99. So yeah, so they're doing all the Black Friday stuff now. Other than that, though, I don't see anything else different in here, though, as far as I can tell. So anyway though guys, that was all for my DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Like I always say, if you guys enjoy these shopping videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Also leave me comments below letting me know, you know, what you guys picked up on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K if you guys ended up picking up anything today. And sorry though, you know, at the Walmarts I had no luck showing all this stuff. I really wanted to show and, you know, find the one thing in store I was mentioning and show all this stuff, but I was at another one I didn't show, and it was like another day of Walmarts. And next Tuesday so many things release, and I hope some of them have this stuff out because it's a really big week next Tuesday. So I think I'm going to change it up and go to like start at a different area and then move back, you know what I mean, like different way. I don't know, the ones that I feel like sometimes have stuff more likely than others, but because of this the holiday shopping and stuff right now, because of the Black Friday deals and everything is so incredibly busy. Like when I went in here originally, I thought I wasn't even gonna be able to go inside because there was somebody that says check in here and all these like stuff is up. So I was like, uh-oh, maybe they made it so you're not allowed to go in anymore and they have to do it for you. But luckily enough, you can still go inside. But also though, in the comments below though, let me know, you know, anything new that you guys have watched on streaming, any new movies you guys have been watching on streaming, or any new TV shows or any of that kind of stuff. Definitely let me know for sure. And also let me know too what you guys thought of the DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks that I've reviewed at the end of this video. If you guys have seen them, what you guys thought of them. Also, if you guys plan on picking any of them up. But anyway though guys, now stay tuned for the brand new reviews. And the first one I got here is from Lionsgate. It's a movie here called Death of Me, which stars Maggie Q and Luke Hemsworth. This is a pretty cool horror film here. It's basically though about this couple who's on vacation in Thailand. Well, they're sort of on vacation at the same time. They're there for work because Luke Hemsworth's character, he's there like studying something that he has to study for work. But basically though, one whole night of their lives kind of like escaped them. They don't remember anything that happened, and they both wake up in their hotel room, and like there's mud and dirt all over the walls. The whole room is messed up, and like, you know, Maggie Q's character is covered in dirt. Luke Hemsworth's character, he's on the ground, and like they both, when they wake up and everything, they're like, what had happened? How's the room a big mess? Do you remember getting back here? And like they have no clue. They have no clue what all had happened the night before, or how they got back or anything. And then they end up getting ready to leave the island. They take the cab to where the dock is to leave, because it's one of those islands where the only way off of it is by boat. And you know, basically though, the cab driver's being really weird. He doesn't want to take them back. He kicks them out of the car. They get to the dock, then they can't find their passports, and they won't let them on the boat without the passports. Then their luggage gets put on the boat by mistake, so they don't have anything left. And then they come up with the idea, well, okay, let's look at our phones. And they find on Luke Hemsworth's phone, they look through the pictures, but then they find a video, and the video has what had happened last night. This is all in the first 10 minutes of the movie. On there, though, they see their characters going and like drinking at this bar, and the bartender puts this little concoction into the drinks, and they don't know what this thing is, and they drink it, and then weird things start to happen. They start acting really strange, and then the clip cuts to Luke Hemsworth's character going and strangling and killing Maggie Q, and she's all like, when she sees this, she gets freaked out. She's like, "What had happened? You did this to me?" Like, you know, she doesn't understand what was going on. He doesn't understand what's happening. They don't remember this at all. Then all of a sudden, she sees like these handprints on her neck. She starts like spitting up this like grass and everything. It's like a crazy thing that happens, and it's basically, though, her, you know, trying to figure out exactly what had happened, why at the same time she starts having weird things start to happen to her, and then like everyone on the island is acting really strange to them. It's actually a very, very cool movie. It's directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, who was behind some of the Saul films. And this has on here, too, a making of featurette. The next one here is from Lionsgate as well. And this is a movie which stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jason Flemyng, and Jackie Chan. And it's called Iron Mask. And this one is basically, though, about Jackie Chan's character who is in prison. And he's like... in there, and I can't remember if his character was what the Iron Mask character or his daughter was. I can't remember for sure on that. But basically, though, he's in prison, and like the head of the prison is, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character. So they have like, you know, some cool scenes together, like fights and stuff like that, and like they don't get along and everything, and he's like in charge of this prison. So it's really cool to see both of them together in this one. And it's basically, though, dealing with this kind of like a pendulum thing that kind of is, you know, used to control this dragon. And like they need this to control this dragon, and essentially, though, at the same time, like I said, Jackie Chan's character's daughter's in prison, and then like somebody else wants to get this pendant, which, you know, to control this dragon and take control of things. And it's basically, though, about them, you know, Jackie Chan's character's daughter getting out of prison, trying to protect this pendant and like, you know, keep it from, you know, getting into the wrong hands and the person to control this dragon. But a pretty cool movie. Like I said, this one here is called Iron Mask. The next ones here are all from Paramount, and there's some really, really cool releases here. The first one ones here are four Eddie Murphy films here from Paramount, and there's two of them are 4K editions, and then two of them are ones that, you know, well, actually, you know, two of them are 4K, and then two of them are from the Paramount Presents lines. So I'll show you guys these ones here. The first one here, this is a 4K steelbook of the Eddie Murphy film. Like I said, all the ones are Eddie Murphy films coming to America, which I absolutely love this movie. This is one, too, I cannot wait for the sequel to come out. I'm really looking forward to that. This is basically, though, about Eddie Murphy's character, who is a prince from Africa, and basically he's come over to America looking for a princess, and he doesn't want to find someone that's actually a princess. He wants to find a regular person. That's like his goal, and but he doesn't want the person to know that he's a prince. Like, that's his thing. He does not want them at all to know that he's a prince, that he has all this money or anything like that. So he basically has his friend in New York, played by Arsenio Hall, and it's basically him trying to help him kind of blend in and be undercover and like get him a job and just like regular things, do regular things in life, so he can actually meet somebody that would fall in love with him for himself and not because he's a prince and has all this money and everything. It's a really fun movie, and what's cool is, too, Eddie Murphy plays lots of characters in here. So like the barbershop scene, he plays all these characters, and there's really funny banter back and forth. And, you know, this is like the total predecessor to him doing things like The Clumps and movies like that, where he was playing all the other characters like that. I love when Eddie Murphy plays different characters, especially like interacting with himself and everything. It's just such a fun movie. You know, you know, who else was in here? Louis Anderson is in this movie, working at the McDonald's type restaurant in here. I think it's called McDougal's. I believe it's McDougal's. And like, I don't know, it's just such a fun movie. Like I said, this is the 4K steelbook on here. And feature-wise, this has on here, though, some featurettes on here, character building, the many faces of Rick Baker, who did the makeup in here, a vintage sit-down with Arsenio Hall, composing America, the musical talents on this one, of Nile Rodgers, a theatrical trailer, photo gallery. And also, I'll show you guys a look, though, inside here. Now, keep in mind, though, this one only includes, though, the 4K edition of the film. So if you guys don't have 4K capacities, just keep that in mind. This only has the 4K in here. And I'll show you guys a look, though, at the back of the steelbook here. Here's a look, though, at the back. And here's a look inside. It also includes a digital copy, and also has a mini poster of another character here that Eddie Murphy, you know, plays in here as well. You know, the musician character in this movie. It's like a great character. Like I said, very, very fun movie here. 4K wise, though, looks great. You know, if you guys have 4K capacities, though, definitely looks great here on 4K. The other one here on 4K from Paramount as well is Beverly Hills Cop, which I always love this movie as well. And I really like the sequels to these as well. I'm hopefully down the line they release the sequels to these, you know, on 4K as well. And I'll show you guys though on this one though. This one does have the 4K disc, but it also has the Blu-ray as well. And on the 4K, it has the BHC mixtape on here. You know, Beverly Hills Cop's mixtape, deleted scenes in HD, theatrical trailer, commentary on here with the director, behind the scenes 1984 interview, isolated score track. On the Blu-ray, it has commentary track on here, deleted scenes, behind the scenes interviews. Beverly Hills Cop, The Phenomenon Begins, a glimpse inside the casting process, music Beverly Hills Cop, location map, a theatrical trailer, isolated score track as well. And I'll show you guys though inside. It has you know, the Blu-ray, and the 4K also has the digital copy. But 4K wise as well, looks great as well. Like I said, I'm really glad that they're releasing so many Eddie Murphy movies here. And the other ones, now these are from the Paramount Presents line. And the first one is, this is number 11. And this one I don't believe has ever come to Blu-ray before. I know it's been on, I believe it's been on DVD, but I don't believe it's ever come to Blu-ray. And this is number 11 in the Paramount Presents line. And this is the movie The Golden Child, which is a really, really fun movie. And this is one you don't hear about as much with Eddie Murphy. It's like an adventure movie and everything about him trying to find this kid and everything that people are trying to come after. It has like these, you know, said to have these powers and everything. It's a very fun movie. But this has on here, though, the making of Golden Child, some featurettes on here, theatrical trailer. And also, I love the way these are designed because they open up like this. Then it has the original you know, theatrical poster inside, and then inside it's in a clear case like this. And it also does include the digital copy as well of the film. And it has in here, like, you know, a quote in here from the director. It's an enormously complex picture, and that's what attracted me to the script. It's many kinds of movies all rolled into one. And it is. It's like a mesh of a whole bunch of ones together. And then the last one from the Paramount Presents line, the other one that was from Paramount was the Paramount Presents line. This is number 12 here. And this is Trading Places, which is a really fun movie with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. And it's basically, though, about like you know, Dan Aykroyd's character, who's like this really rich guy, and the people that he works with have this kind of bet that they can take somebody that doesn't have a lot of money and then kind of turn their lives around and then make them like become rich and like kind of become just like them. And they decide to, you know, pick Eddie Murphy to do this. At the same time, though, they try and, you know, ruin Dan Aykroyd's life, though, by like making him lose his job and all of his money and everything, and people turned against him because they said he was doing bad things at work. And basically, though, they swap positions, and Dan Aykroyd's character now has no money, and he's going through what Eddie Murphy's character was going through. It's just a really fun movie. I love this one. I've watched this movie so many times throughout the years. And this one has the original poster artwork here as well. And then on here, though, feature-wise, it has the brand new filmmaker focus, you know, talking to director John Landis about the film. It has the making of Trading Places, dressing the part. It has on here Trading Stories. It has deleted scene, isolated score, and a theatrical trailer. It also does include as well the digital copy of the film as well in here. And here's a look, though, inside here at this one. And the other one here from Paramount, and this is a movie that I'm so glad is now on Blu-ray. And I watched this movie as a kid like so many times because I always loved Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater, and that was like, so I always loved movies with Shelley Duvall, and of course I always loved Robin Williams. But then I think this is Robin Williams' first movie. I don't know if this was before Word According to Garp. I think it might have been. And it's the movie here, Popeye. And this is a really fun musical of the character of Popeye, and it's kind of him on the island, and it's kind of like I said, it's him with olive oil, and then like the one character, what's the name of the character, like the bad character he doesn't get along with, but it's, you know, it's just a really fun movie. And it's cool too, is like the filming locations of this still exist today, and people like can go and visit it. I can't remember what country it was in, but it's like the set that they built, it was all this big set and they left it there. But it's a really fun movie. I have watched this movie so many times. Like Paul Dooley's in this movie. It's a really fun film. Like I said, I'm so glad that Paramount has put this one out on Blu-ray. It has the digital copy as well. It has on here, though, Return to Safe Haven, a look back with Robin and the Altmans, the Popeye Company Players, Popeye's Premiere, and the Sailor Man melodies on this one here as well. And the next one I got here is from Warner Brothers. They sent over a free copy. This one, to let you guys know, this one is available. This is a really cool collection here. This is the Looney Tunes Bugs Bunny 80th Anniversary Collection. And this has in here, too, this really cool, you know, Funko, Bugs Bunny in here. And I'll show you guys, though, a closer look inside of this and everything. But this basically, though, is a collection here of Bugs Bunny shorts, you know, classic Bugs Bunny shorts. They even have some of the newer ones here as well, like the more recent ones on the third disc, as a bonus feature on here, but this one has on here though, you know, exclusive full-size glitter diamond collection Bugs Bunny Funko Pop, 60 restored and remastered theatrical shorts, the brand new documentary Bugs Bunny 80th What's Up Doc, bonus Looney Tunes cartoons, and letter from an animation historian Jack Barry. Like I said, this is all, you know, 60 episodes, you know, theatrical episodes of the original Bugs Bunny shorts. So really fun shorts on here, and I'll show you guys though how this box is. Here's a look though at the box. You have the carrots on the top here. He's looking at the bottom, and it's a limited set to, it's 30,000 limited, so it has a limited number right here on this one. But I'll show you guys though a look inside here. So inside, like I was saying, it has the pop, you know, in here, the Bugs Bunny vinyl pop, and it's the Diamond Collection one here. So that's a really, really cool pop that's in here, and it says on the back, you know, 80 years of Bugs Bunny. And then inside here is the disc. And I'll show you guys, it's a 3-disc set here, and it has, you know, it also has like an episode guide, which lets you know the, well, they're not technically episodes, they're theatrical shorts, so it lets you know the shorts that are on here, and also like what the features are on each of the discs. So it has like, on the first one it has Bugs Bunny documentary, What's Up Doc, Behind the Tunes featurettes, you know, Forever Buffled, Bugs All Rabbit for Seasons, Mars Attacks Life on the Red Planet with My Favorite Martian, Here's Rabbit Director's Cut. On disc 2 it has on here Hunting We Will Go, Chuck Jones, Wabbit Season Trilogy, Bugs Bunny Ain't He a Stinker, Wagon and Rabbit, the making of What's Up Doc. It also has the Looney Tunes All-Star 50th Anniversary on this one. And then on the third disc it has Hard Luck Duck, Short Fuse, and then 50 years of Bugs Bunny in 3.5 minutes, and it has bonus shorts on here, like I was saying as well. And here's a look though at the disc, and it has digital copies as well of the theatrical shorts, but a very, very cool collection here of, you know, early Bugs Bunny, you know, Looney Tunes shorts here. But a very, very cool set. And like I said, this, and it has like a spot in here on the top. That's how the disc is in here. I always love these kind of collections like this, and then it fits in here, like I said, like this. And you have the pop in the front. But very, very cool set. Like I said, this is available from Warner Brothers. The other one here from Warner Brothers, they sent over a free copy of it to let you guys know is available. And this is the series Netflix. The Netflix series Green Eggs and Ham. This is the complete first season of this one, and this is basically though, it's not, you know, taking the Green Eggs and Ham story and like it's taking like certain things that happen in the story, and each episode is kind of like one of the sentences in it. Like, I would not eat them with this character. I would not do this in a house, and you know what I mean. Like, it's like basically each episode kind of bases on that. And it's basically the character of Sam, and what ends up happening though is he meets this one guy who's like this inventor, and like and Sam in the beginning of the show steals this kind of creature from the zoo. It's kind of this creature that like is like everybody kind of wants to get this creature. Other people are trying to find it, and he ends up stealing it. But he ends up mixing up the briefcases because the inventor has a briefcase too, and they grab the wrong briefcase. So they end up like kind of connecting again. And throughout the show, they're always together, and they're having like not getting along. The inventor doesn't like him and everything. So they have all sorts of troubles and everything. It's a very, very fun show here. This one here is a 2-disc set. The other one here from Warner Brothers, they sent out a free copy of to let you guys know what's available. And this is the series here, Perry Mason. This one has the Blu-ray and the digital copy. This is the HBO series, like I said, Perry Mason, and this is the complete first season here. And it's basically though about this detective, and he's kind of like a private eye kind of detective, and he kind of has his own ways of doing things, and he kind of is like, he's not like the greatest at it, but he kind of gets the answers that he needs, and kind of is like goes from case to case, working as like I said, the private eye, trying to figure out these things. And he ends up being brought into this case about this kid that that ended up this baby that ended up getting killed, and he's kind of like brought in by the family to kind of investigate this. So it's kind of like him having this really big case that he's trying to solve, because the family doesn't believe that the police will be able to do it, and they think there could be the police could maybe be involved. They don't know, and they don't trust them. So since he's this private eye, they trust him to do it. So it's kind of him having to finally have to really work at something and like actually really do like real serious investigation. But it's a very well done series. It has on here though the characters of Perry Mason featurette. It has Under the Fedora, Robert Downey Jr. and Matthew Rice conversation. Susan and Susan Downey and Robert Downey Jr. on this one. The other one here from Warner Bros. They sent out a free copy of as well that is available, is the 5-part miniseries Chernobyl, and this is the series all about the Chernobyl and what had happened there. Basically, if you guys don't know, they ended up having a nuclear meltdown there, and then they ended up having to, the area still is to this day abandoned because of the radiation that's there, and I believe there's still a level of radiation in certain spots of it. I think people nowadays can kind of go in there and tour it. I've seen videos of people touring. I don't know exactly how they're doing that, but I've seen videos of that online of people going in there. But it's basically been, just everyone kind of up and left because of this explosion. This is kind of, the nuclear explosion that had happened with all the radiation. And it's basically, though, about, how this had happened and the things that were going on there and everything. But it's a really, really well done series. And this is the 4K Ultra HD edition here. Looks great here on 4K. But this one has on here feature-wise, it has inside the episodes and an inside look at each of the episodes. Behind the curtain featurette, director talks about bringing this epic miniseries to life. Meet the key players, talking to the actors in the show. On here, what is Chernobyl? Talking to the cast and crew about the real life Chernobyl disaster. And it has on here though script to screen featurette on this one. I'll show you guys though a look inside. It has the digital copy in here as well, and it also has a it tells you what's on the discs and the features. This one here is a so it has in here too, for those wondering, it has the 4K, so the 4K version and the Blu-ray version of these ones here as well. But really, really cool releases here from Warner Brothers. Now, the next ones here, these ones are all from Kino Lorber, and some really, really cool stuff. And these ones are all, though, from the Kino Classics, Kino Studio Classics line. And I think this might be the very first 4K that they've released. I'm not 100% certain, but I believe so. And this is a really cool movie. I've always loved this movie. I love all the films in this series. But this is, Mad Max here, the original Mad Max. And this one here has, the slipcover on it. And then it has underneath of here the original poster artwork, and this is the 4K Ultra HD edition here. It has the 4K and the Blu-ray copy of the film. And I will say though, the transfer on here is amazing. They did such a great job cleaning up this movie, and this is kind of the start of because in the Road Warrior, it kind of went into a full-fledged end of the world, like apocalypse, when they're fighting for gas and everything. This is kind of what led up to that to happen, like what had happened to Max's family, and he's this cop when basically in Australia things are kind of going so bad, and people are kind of rioting and taking over, and there's these bad guys attacking people and everything, and he's the cop who's trying to fight these people and kind of try and keep some kind of an order, because there's all these bad cops out there and people you can't trust, and people are coming after him, and it's crazy. It's a whole group of these bad guys that are kind of in charge of this whole thing. Like I said, what led into the Road Warrior. But I love this movie, and what's cool too is they included on here too as a feature. They have both language versions, because they have the original Australian version, but then they have that strange dubbed over, the US dubbed over version, when they dubbed over the characters that like Mel Gibson's character so he didn't have an Australian accent, which is a really weird thing that they did, and I always remember that when they did that. I think that might have been on one of the VHS tapes or something back in the day. But it has on here though the original version, so don't worry, it doesn't just have that one. It has the original Australian version language, but even though it's in English, it's such a weird thing that they did back in the day. But it has the original Australian and then the US dub. It has on here though a commentary track on here with art director on here, as well as a cinematographer and special effects artist, moderated by Tim Ridge. It has a brand new interview on here with director George Miller. Interviews on here with Mel Gibson, Joanne Samuel, and the cinematographer. Mel Gibson, Birth of a Superstar, Mad Max, the film phenomenon, has the trailers from Hell with Josh Olson, theatrical trailer, TV spots, and radio spots. I'll show you guys though in here as well. Like I said, it has the 4K as well as the Blu-ray. But it's so cool to have this one here on 4K. I'm hoping down the line too we get Road Warrior and Beyond the Thunderdome on 4K as well. And the next one I got here is from Kino Lorber as well. And it's a movie here directed by Sean S. Cunningham, who was the director of Friday the 13th. He directed New Kids. He's produced tons of movies. I always really like his stuff. But it's a movie called Deep Star 6. And this is one that I've always really liked. It's a really cool film. It's set underwater in this kind of underwater kind of base that they have under there that they're kind of working on setting up and everything. And basically, though, a type of creature sort of thing gets unleashed from the water. water, and it's kind of like they're under there, and it's kind of attacking them, and they're kind of trying to survive and everything. It's kind of a mixture of stuff like The Abyss, you know, mixed with Alien. It definitely has an Alien and Aliens kind of vibe, like so much like them, but instead of like being in space, it's underwater. And it's basically, though, them all under there trying to survive and everything. But it's a really cool movie. It has a really great cast in here. Though it has, you know, Miguel Ferrer, who I've always loved. You know, he passed away a couple of years back, but he was so cool. I loved him. And my favorite movie that he was ever in was a movie called The Night Flyer, which is one of those things I keep on hoping someday someone will put that on Blu-ray. I cannot believe it's never come to Blu-ray. I'm putting that out there. Anybody, that's one, Night Flyer, needs a Blu-ray release. Such a great movie. And it has in here, though, who else was in here too? Just a bunch of different, like a bunch of character actors and stuff in here. But the most known one that I always think of is Miguel Ferrer in here. But it's, like I said, it's basically them under there trying to survive and everything with this creature there. But it's, like I said, if you like movies like Abyss and Alien and Aliens and stuff like that, it's definitely one you guys should check out. Like I said, it's one you don't hear about too much, but a very cool film. And it has on here, though, a commentary track on here with the director, has a commentary track on here with the screenwriters, isolated score, has a interview on here with creature effects, special effects, makeup designers. Has on here an interview with actors Greg Given and Nancy Everhard. It has an interview on here with the stunt coordinator Kane Hodder. It has on here vintage interview clips, original EPK, behind the scenes footage, image gallery, theatrical trailer, and a TV spot on this one here. And the other one here from Kino Lorber, and this is a cool TV movie, and I'm glad that they're starting to release TV movies. One that that Kino Lorber should really look into is Crawl Space. That was one, and it's around the same time as this one. It's like fingers crossed. Crawl Space would be amazing. But this is a movie which stars Clint Walker called Killdozer, and I feel like the 70s TV movies, they made so many amazing movies, like 70s TV movies. There's so many great ones. Bad Ronald is the one I always talk about, like one of my top favorite like TV movies ever. Well, probably one of my favorite movies, like top favorite 20 movies of all time. Like I love that movie. And I know something about, like I said, TV movies around this time was cool. They made really, really cool ones, especially kind of weird horror ones. And this is basically, though, about like the something that ends up happening, and like this weird type of like it's like something like electrical force happens to like this meteorite type thing, ends up like hitting down where this construction site is. It's this weird thing that ends up happening, but basically, though, they try and move this thing that they find, and then it ends up like possessing, like electricity kind of thing possesses the bulldozer, and then it ends up like having a mind of its own, and the bulldozer is kind of like goes after people and trying to attack them and everything, and they're trying to figure out exactly how to stop this bulldozer because it's like coming after them. It's like a really crazy out there concept, but it's a really fun TV movie. It has on here, though, a commentary track on here with film historian Lee Gambin and film critic Janet Gann. It has an interview on here with the director, image gallery, and trailers on this one here. And here's a look, though, at the slipcover on this one. And then one of the other ones here from Kino Lorber as well, and this is from, like I said, these ones are all from the Kino Studio Classics line. And this is another one that I watched all the time as a kid. I always was a fan of Fisher Stevens, because Fisher Stevens was in, you know, the Short Circuit 2, which is a kid. I watched Short Circuit 2, like, all the time. Like, oh, I think he was in the first movie? No, he was in the first movie as well, but the second one was the one that I watched as a kid, like, non-stop. This is another one, because he was in this, I watched all the time. You know, and Dennis Hopper's in the movie as well. Same with John Stockwell, and it's a movie here called My Science Project. And it's basically, though, about John Stockwell's character who has to get a science project, and he ends up going and breaking into this like military junkyard, and he finds this kind of like kind of like alien type technology thing. He doesn't know what it is. And you see in the beginning of the movie they were trying this thing out and it didn't go well, and he ends up taking this technology back and ends up just figuring out how to make it work, and it ends up unleashing this kind of electricity, and it kind of like can bend time and space, and things from like past and present and things can kind of come into this world, and it's like causing a whole like terrible thing, and the kids have to try and figure out how to stop this, and it's a really, really fun movie. It has on here, though, a commentary track on here of film historians Mike Paradin and Kat Ellinger, and interviews on here with co-star Fisher Stevens, and a theatrical trailer on this one. And the last one from Kino Lorber, and this is from the Kino Studio Classics line as well, and it's a movie which stars John Belushi and Blair Brown, and this is the John Belushi one that you don't hear about as much, called Continental divide. The other one that John Belushi one you don't hear about too often is the movie Neighbors. That was another one that I really liked with him as well. And this is basically, though, about like his character who's this writer, and he ends up getting, you know, because like the story that he wrote, he has to kind of leave the city. They don't really want him there anymore, and they have to kind of get rid of him. So they end up sending him out to the kind of the middle of nowhere in the country area where it's like the mountains and everything. And he goes there to kind of meet with this woman who's like working on studying this bald eagle. It's kind of like a fish out of water thing, because, you know, John Belushi's character is like, he has to kind of hike out into the woods and the mountains and everything, and he can't do this, and he's all out of breath and everything, and it's kind of like she can't stand him at first, and it's kind of a romantic thing about them kind of liking each other, and then that's basically what it is. But it's a really fun movie, like I said, one you do not hear about too often. And this has on here, though, a commentary track on here with film historians Daniel Kramer and film historian and biographer Nat Segaloff, as well as a theatrical trailer on this one here. The next one here is from Paramount. This is one I wanted you guys to know was available, and I always love these, and this is CBS, DVD, and Paramount, and I always love these complete series sets. Like, I love when it's like a complete series of a whole show together, and this is the complete series of Hawaii Five-0 here, and I'll show you guys a look inside here. And this is basically about the cops who are on the island in Hawaii. It's kind of like a task force that was put together, and then one guy puts together this force, and it's people like that are like special forces, and all of them kind of all together, because there wasn't really a police force in Hawaii technically, and they're kind of there putting this whole thing together. It's basically about them kind of solving and crimes that have happened there, and all kinds of bad things, and them trying to stop this. And it's also like them kind of friends with the one guy who has a food truck, and all these kind of things, just basically the go-ons of their lives and everything in Hawaii there. And what's cool about this too is like there's a lot of different guest stars in this, because I watched like throughout the years a handful of episodes. I remember at the gym I was watching the show a lot, and like I was like, one of them had like Pauly Shore in it, and I remember there's just like tons of different guest stars in this show. And I'll show you guys though a look at the set and everything. So the first one here is seasons 1 through 4. And this is kind of how and it says like inside the discs, and what is on the disc and everything, the episodes names and the features and that kind of stuff. And like here's how the discs are in here. So they open up like this. So here's how the discs are in the first set here, and then in the second set here of discs is seasons 5 through 10, and these ones here I'll show you how the discs are in this one. These are like in a thicker kind of case, so it's like here's the first set of discs here, and see how it's like a thick kind of disc here, so there's a couple discs on top of each other in these. But on here, though, there's a ton of different features. So some of the stuff that it has on here is over 20 hours of special features. So it has on here stuff like deleted and extended scenes, gag reels, alternate endings, music videos, plus behind-the-scenes featurettes, launch promos, plus audio commentaries on select episodes, and it also has an all-new bonus disc featuring the cast and crew looking back, on the show. So that's one of the exclusives to the complete series set here as well. The next ones here, these ones are all from moviezing.com, and I have a link below where you guys can go to order these ones for the best price. This is also from Paramount, and this is the Steven Spielberg series that he was the producer on, called Taken. And this one, starred Dakota Fanning, and it's basically though about like people who through these generations and these families and stuff who had gone through alien type encounters, and kind of like one person in the family experienced these aliens, and then like other people in the family are continuously experiencing kind of alien encounters. And it's kind of like, that's essentially what it's all about, is kind of like alien type stuff, but it's a really, really done, because it was shot very, it was for a TV series though, but it was shot very theatrically the way it is, and it was for a Sci-Fi Channel originally. But it's a very cool show. Like, I kind of feel like, you don't hear about this one too much. It was back in 2002, but I remember watching this one, it was back when it was on, and how much they talked about it, but and were promoting it. But it has on here, it says 3 families, 4 generations, 50 years of alien encounters. So like I said, it's these different families through these generations who are all going through alien type encounters and stuff like that here. And the next one I got here is from moviezing.com as well, and this is also from CBS DVD, and this is the complete second season here of The Neighborhood. This is a really fun show. It's basically though about Max Greenfield's character and his wife, played by Beth Burrs, and they move into a brand new house in a neighborhood, but in the neighborhood it's predominantly African American, and they're pretty much the only, I think they are the only white white family that lives in this neighborhood. And, you know, Cedric, the entertainer's character, who's their next door neighbor, he's kind of like, you know, when he first finds out that new people have moved in, he's like, oh, I can't wait to meet who they are and everything. And his son's saying, yeah, you can't wait till you meet them. And, you know, and then he's kind of, when he finds out that they're, you know, their white family moved in, he's kind of acting a little different to them. He's not so sure about the whole thing, and he's afraid that they're going to kind of change the way that the neighbor, change the whole neighborhood around and everything, and make changes. And basically, though, you know, Max Greenfield and his wife are really trying to become friends with him, and, you know, his family is friends with them and inviting him over for dinner, and it's just kind of like the awkwardness between both of them that are going on. It's a, like I said, it's a very fun show, though. Cedric the Entertainer, though, is always great. I've been a fan of him forever. I always love, too, that when he does drama movies, too, because he was in First Reformed, and he was amazing in that movie, and I feel like hardly anyone saw that, but that's like a must-watch movie. And it has on here, though, feature-wise, it has a gag reel on this one. The other one here from Movie Zing, and this is from this was from Voltage Pictures, is a movie here called After We Collide, and this is a sequel to the movie After, which I have not seen that film, and I didn't know that going into this movie, and then I figured out, oh, it was a sequel. But it's basically, though, about the one character, Josephine Langford's character, you know, who's Catherine Langford's sister, you know, who is in, you know, Knives Out and 13 Reasons Why. It's her sister. And it's basically, though, about, like, you know, their character who were dating, and they had broken up. And they had this, like, great relationship and everything, but things that had broken up. And it's kind of now about her trying to get over the fact that they had broken up, and she's trying to see if she's going to date somebody else and all that kind of stuff. But he's kind of still coming around. And it's kind of about, like, them trying to see if they can make their relationship work, but things are kind of strained and everything in their lives. It's a pretty interesting movie. Like I said, I have not seen the first movie here, though, so I don't know all that happened in that one, though. It also has in here, though, Dylan Sprouse is in this movie, as well as her character works with him at where she's working. I think it was like a newspaper place, I believe. I can't remember what the place it was for sure. I forgot what it was. But basically, he kind of likes her as well, though, Dylan Sprouse's character. The other one here is from MovieZing.com as well, and this is also from Random Media. It's a movie here called Flay. And this is basically, though, about this this girl's mother who had died, and they kind of like trying to, you know, she goes there to kind of see, you know, kind of for the funeral and everything, and she ends up seeing her brother. She hadn't seen her mother in years because they kind of like had a falling out type thing, or something had happened where they just are not seeing each other anymore. And when she goes back, though, they're kind of looking into what had happened to her mother, and there's something really strange about the whole thing. And there's been some murders, and people had died that, like, they're kind of mysterious the way they had happened, and people that you wouldn't have expected this happened to looked like they took their own lives and stuff like that. And you know, it's kind of like there's thing going on about people saying that they're seeing this type of thing, this kind of character, kind of like Slender Man a little bit. And it kind of cuts to people having these weird visions, and right when the daughter is starting to see really weird things. It's a pretty creepy movie. It's a little hard to explain everything that was happening here, but it was like kind of like a Slender Man type character that they're seeing. Like I said, this one here is called Flay. The other one here from MovieZing.com, this is also from Vision Films. This is a movie called The Keys to Christmas. And this is a fun Christmas movie, and it's basically, though, about this kind of elf that's kind of like, you know, unhappy with being an elf and unhappy with the way things are. And she ends up like doing something where taking this one key, and it ends up turning back time, and Santa starts like getting younger, and Santa ends up turning into a teenager. And it's basically like they have to find this key to like fix this. And it's like this one girl has this key, and they have to find the key to try and, you know, the elf has to, the one who, like, who's a good elf has to try and find this key, you know, along to fix Santa. And Santa's now like a teenager, and it's all this kind of stuff. It's like Santa just keeps getting younger and younger and younger. It's kind of like a little bit like the movie 17 again. It sort of has that kind of vibe to this one, but it's kind of, like I said, it's a fun thing about Santa turning into a teenager. That's basically what it was. The other one here is from Screen Media. It's a movie called, which has in here Chuck Lindell's in the movie, Gina Gershon, and it's called Cage Fighter. And this is basically about this guy who is a UFC, you know, cage fighter who's like a really, you know, doing really well, and you know, Gina Gershon's character wants to kind of like change things up and get him even more attention and everything. So she comes up with this idea for this fight between her and a wrestler who's like a WWE kind of wrestler. And basically, though, they kind of plans this fight together. And it's basically, though, about the training thing. And the one character who's like the UFC fighter, he's like, you know, takes this really seriously, because in wrestling, you know, there's real wrestling and everything, but they script it. They kind of script out who wins. They kind of plan out the moves and have things planned out with with UFC and that kind of stuff. It's not. So he's like, well, I don't really want to fight someone that does wrestling and that fakes things and stuff. I'm serious about this, and it's all that kind of stuff that goes on. And this one has on here though a making of Cage Fighter featurette on this one. The next one here are new releases here from Vinegar Syndrome, and there's some really cool releases here. And these ones are they sent over I'm really glad that they sent these ones because it's always cool to get the slipcovers. And this is the slipcover one here for the movie Who Done It, which I love this movie. And this movie is about like making a movie. It doesn't have a lot of footage of making a movie, but it's about people who are coming together. They got cast in this low budget horror film, and they go out to this area to make it. And then then they're all like, oh yeah, and they're like, I'm so excited, and they're like, this is my first movie and I can't wait and everything. But what ends up happening though is somebody there is starting to kill them off. So it's kind of like, but at the same time they're like, oh well, this person had this bad accident, because it was made to look like an accident. They're like, it's an accident, but we're still going to make the movie. We'll just write this person out. And like little by little, more and more people start dying off as they're trying to make this movie, and they're trying to plan it out. But then there's all these kind of conundrums on set and everything, and it's of trying to plan it out. I really like this movie. It's like it was just very fun film. It has on here though newly scanned and restored in 4K from its original 35mm negative. Looks great here. Vinegar Syndrome, like I said, with them in the past, they always do such an amazing job on their transfers. Has Blood and Sweaters, an interview on here with actor Terrence Goodman. Dying the Opportunity, interview with actor Jim Piper. An interview on here with actress Marie-Alise Rajkasner. Interview on here with the editor. Commentary track with the Hysteria Continues. So I always love their commentary tracks. Has an original theatrical trailer on this one here as well, but a very, very cool movie. The other one here, and this is from their Vinegar Syndrome limited edition line, and the lines, these ones are numbered too, so it's an edition of 4,000, so it has a number here on the top. And this is on the movie here called Necromancer. And this is basically about this woman who had a terrible thing that had happened to her, and she ends up going and, kind of like messing around with with hexes and stuff like that, and something kind of possesses her and takes her over. And she's basically going after the people. It's kind of like a revenge, like a spit on your grave kind of revenge movie in a sense. It has that kind of vibe to it a little bit, but it's like there's some really crazy gory scenes and stuff in here. And this one here is from 1988. This has on here, though, newly scanned and restored in 4K from its original 35mm negative. It has a video conference with the director on here, an interview on here with Lee Cole. It has a interview on here with Wade Riddle. Like I said, it's a limited edition 4,000. It also has in here, though, a limited edition double-sided poster. I don't think they had the poster in here in this particular edition, but it does have a, I believe when you order it from them, though, because these are review copies, I believe it has a double-sided poster as well. But like I said, I love these ones in these hardbound cases. Then the next one here, this is from Epic Pictures, and this is from their Dread Presents line. And it's a movie here called Sleepless Beauty. And this is basically, though, about this this girl that is kidnapped, and she ends up getting kidnapped and kind of locked in this room. And she's kind of like, and you see that like people are watching the cameras. It's one of those things like people are looking at the cameras and everything. And she's like being basically told that she cannot go to sleep, and she's like forced to stay awake no matter what. And they're like, doing like these crazy, like putting like VR in her heads, and she starts seeing. It's kind of almost like the whole thing of like, when you kind of don't sleep enough, you can kind of get weird, and it's kind of about that. And they're trying to almost trying to like brainwash her in a sense with what they're doing. And it's kind of like I don't want to ruin anything that happens, but it takes these crazy turns that basically, like I said, about torturing somebody by not letting them sleep while you see that somebody's watching. You find out more and more about this as it goes along, but it's a very, very cool movie. It has on here, though, the original Russian language version on here. It has the English dub. It has deleted scene. It has behind the scenes on the film, alternate scenes, hallucinations, and trailers on this one here. And the next one I got here is from Patriot Films, and this is a UK release. Now, keep in mind, though, this one is Region B locked, so you guys would have to have an all-region, region-free Blu-ray player to play this one. And this is a movie here called Skyfire, and this is from director, Simon West, who was the director of Tomb Raider and Expendables 2. And this is basically, though, about, it's kind of like a mix of like Volcano mixed with Jurassic World. It's kind of like that. It's basically about this on this island where there's an active volcano. volcano, this like eccentric millionaire guy ends up like opening up this kind of like resort kind of thing where it's like thrill seekers kind of stuff, where they have like crazy like bungee jumping and all these kind of crazy obstacle course things and all kinds of like this kind of like crazy like thrill seeker island. And like I said, it has the kind of look to like Jurassic World, this island that they got and the way they built the things there. But what ends up happening though is there ends up being, of course, the volcano ends up erupting while the people are there. And it's like absolutely intense what's going on. And it's basically, though, about the people who are on this island trying to figure out exactly how they're going to get off the island and escape this, and where they can go and where they can hide out. Because like I said, the volcano is erupting while they're there and everything. But like I said, this is a really, really intense movie, but very cool. Really great effects and everything on this one here as well. The next one here, though, this is from, from Viavision, and this is from their imprint films line, but this isn't from the imprint films line. They have the imprint films line, but then they also have the imprint television line, which I cannot wait to see what some of their future television releases will be. But this is the first one from their imprint television line. This has on here number 1 on the side. And this is in this cool hardbound case here, and this is and this one is region free too, so you guys can watch this one no problem in any U.S. Blu-ray player. This is the series Hammer House of Horrors, the complete series, which was the Hammer Horror made lots of different really cool horror films. This is their anthology series. So each episode was a different story. It's kind of like Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, Outer Limits, Twilight Zone. It's like it's done in that style. But it's a 13-part anthology series. And it has on here, though, a 1080p presentation of the 13-part series on Blu-ray restored from the original film elements. The transfer on here is great. Really great picture quality on here. Has exclusive commentary tracks on here with Mark Gatiss and Kim Newman on Witching Time, Rude Awakening, The House That Bled Death, Two Faces of Evil. Exclusive commentary track on here with actress Rosalind Lander and Kim Newman on Guardian of Angel. Exclusive commentary by Jonathan Rigby and Kevin Lyons on the 13th Reunion, Charlie Boy, The Silent Scream, Children of Full Moon, and Mark of Satan. It has grave relocations, an interview on here with Catherine Lee Scott featurette, Hammer Housekeeping, a visit with actress Mia Nastadi featurette, widescreen version of Guardian of Abyss, original raw takes for Rude Awakening, and an image gallery on this one. I'll show you guys, though, a look inside as well at the discs. Like I said, this is a, it's 3 different discs in here, different disc set here, but a really, really cool anthology series, and one that I don't know if a lot of people, you don't hear about this one, that Hammer made an anthology series very often, but a very, very cool hardbound set as well for this one. And the next one I got here is from Umbrella Entertainment. This one here is an Australian release as well, but this one, though, is region free as well, so you guys can watch this one no problem in any U.S. Blu-ray player. It's a movie here called Blood Vessel, and this is basically about a group of these people who are out in the ocean, kind of stranded out in the ocean, and they end up coming across this boat. They're like, oh yeah, we're rescued. And it's this kind of like weird abandoned boat out in the middle of the ocean. And it's basically, though, it's a Nazi boat. And they basically, though, get onto this boat, and then it kind of has like a vibe, a little bit of the movie Ghost Ship. It kind of has that feel a little bit, like the boat, like I said, it's abandoned. They see like, corpses and stuff in there, but there's no one alive on there. But then they're seeing weird things. So it's basically like them on this boat, and then weird things start to happen to them on there, and they're like discovering more and more of what was going on this boat. But it's a very creepy movie. This one was from, I think it was from, was it 2000? It's actually brand new. For some reason I thought it was 2008, but it's actually a brand new 2020 film. But it has on here, though, a commentary track on here with the director and cast. It has a director and editor, Blood Vessel production diary. It has on here on board Blood Vessel, the making of the film, interview with a vampire, newsreel on here, visual effects breakdown reel, online promos, trailer on this one. The next ones here, these ones are all from both from the website Stinky Tuna, and I have a link below where you guys can go to order these ones. And this is a movie I always, and the transfer on here is really great, and I always really like this movie. And it's Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. I love movies that take place at theme parks, like anything at theme parks I like. This was shot at Magic Mountain, Six Flags Magic Mountain, in California, which I'd love to see that park. I've never actually been to that one, so I would love to actually go to it. They shot a couple of different movies there throughout the years, but this is basically, though, about their characters playing sort of a version of themselves, but not exactly, and they get hired to go to this theme park to perform. And like at the theme park, they have these like weird type of robots, and the guy wants to kind of like replace the band with robot versions of himself, essentially. It's like the strangest, weirdest movie ever, but it's very fun. I've always really liked this one, so I'm really glad to have a DVD of this one. The other one here from Stinky Tuna as well, and this one here is the Netflix original movie Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight, and this is got people who are going out into the woods for summer camp, and it's one of those ones where they don't have their cell phones or anything like that, and of course, though, never is a good thing, and then it kind of has like a wrong turn kind of feel to it about them out in the woods and this crazy, people that are trying to kill them and everything, and them trying to survive, and of course, like I said, they don't have their phones, they don't know what to do, but it's a really, really cool, it has a throwback 80s style slasher vibe movie here, and what's cool too is they include special features on these. So Kiss from the Phantom of the Park, it had like some behind the scenes stuff on there, like of the concert footage, and then like a guy talking about the film. On here it has like a couple things as well. I can't remember what it had. It had a bonus short film on here as well. The next one here, this is from a company called Fun City Editions, and it's a movie called I Start Counting. This one I just finished watching now. It's basically, though, about this girl who's like, has in love with her brother, and her brother is a much older guy. Like I think he's like 35 or something. It's her stepbrother, but she's in love with him, and she's like, I don't know, I think she's supposed to be like 17 or something like that, but she's like in love with her brother, and it's this weird thing, but, she gave her brother this sweater, and like she's saying to her brother, oh, where's that sweater I got you? I haven't seen you with it, and he's like, oh, I don't really know where it is, and when they were going, he was dropping her off at school, she ended up like seeing him throw something away, and then she looks at it, and it was the sweater, and it had blood on it. So then at the same time they found that this girl had died, so basically she becomes convinced that maybe her brother or stepbrother is this killer, maybe he's involved in this whole thing. It's an interesting movie here, and let me tell you too, the song is a song that's like, I start counting. Oh, that's an amazing song. Like the opening credit song was great. It's one of those things like I'm gonna have to like find that song, online somewhere, because it's a really, really great song. But it has on here though a brand new 2K restoration for the 35mm positive. Great transfer on here. A newly filmed interview on here with actress Jenny Arger. A theatrical trailer, image gallery, booklet with new essays on the film by film historian Amanda Rice and filmmaker Matt Stevenson. A video essay by filmmaker Chris O'Neill, and a newly recorded audio commentary with film historian Sam Daheen on this one here. I'll show you guys though a look inside here at the booklet. Like I said, it has some pictures in here, stuff about essay about the film, all that kind of stuff here. And the last one here, and I'll have a link below where you guys can go to order this one. This one here is a movie called A Social Distance, and this has in here Vernon Wells, Jed Rowan is in here. Like I said, this is called Social Distance. And this is basically, though, this was all shot during quarantine, so this was shot like a couple months back they started shooting this. And it's, it was all self-filmed, so everyone shot this at their house, and they sent them cameras and stuff like that, or shot stuff through Zoom and all that kind of stuff. And it's basically, though, about, because they're at home with what's going on in the world, and it's kind of like the people who work together all start kind of talking and doing like their kind of Zoom meetings and everything, like how's things going, how are you doing, and then it has like news footage and everything, and people who have their theories about things, about the world and everything, and it's basically that kind of stuff. But the main group of people who work together, they start like little by little start acting really strange and acting off and everything, and that's basically what it is. It's about them kind of starting to kind of like cracking up and that kind of stuff. It has on here, though, behind the scenes on this one, kind of showing how they put it together, and it also has the trailer on here. But a pretty cool movie. Like I said, it's all done during quarantine and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, though, guys, that was all for the review portion of this video. Thanks again for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later.